Hey guys, welcome back. Today we will be doing a video for our heart and our throat. So finding our voice through the act of opening up this area. A lot of times it gets blocked, especially if you don't, are having a hard time figuring out what we want to say or how we feel. In this area, these two are connected. How we feel, what we say, how we feel. So let's just do some stretching for that. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. Here on the mat, let's find a pillow, a blanket, a block to sit on top of, bringing our hips a little higher than our knees today, opening our knees up, bringing our left heel in towards our pelvis, and then the right heel on top of that foot. Starting here, let's close our eyes and just tune into our breath. Becoming present on the mat. And what does that mean? Well, letting go of what we have done today or what we have to do today, and just focusing in on the here and now of our practice. And we can do that by tuning into our breath. And let's focus in where we're breathing. Now, a lot of the times people breathe in our chest, right? We're shallow breathers. So it's like, right? Where we want to bring our breath is down below into our belly, our diaphragm. Let's bring our right hand to our belly and start to move the breath there. So we can physically feel our inhale, lift our hand, and our exhale lower. Let's take one more breath here. Feeling that inhale expand and that exhale release. Bringing our hand back to our knee and opening our eyes. Starting to move in our chest here. Let's cup our knees behind, on top of our, my dogs, there's one at the door. Let's cup our knees with our hands and pull against them, opening up the chest and the neck. So pausing here, feeling that throat lift. Rolling the shoulders from the ears. And when we're ready, tucking that chin and pulling the spine back towards the back of the room. Focusing in on these parts, the heart and the throat. We can move through these at our own pace. And while we're working with our chest and our throat areas, just paying attention to anything that comes up, any thought, any feeling. And this, good or bad, it doesn't matter. Just pay attention to what it is, acknowledging it, And with your exhale, simply letting it go. Letting these things flow through, letting go of what no longer we need. Let's bring our spine back to neutral. Inhale, opening up to the ceiling. Let's look up, bringing our gaze up, dropping our shoulders, slight back bend here. Not crunching in the back of the neck, keeping the neck strong, but feeling that lift. One more breath. Returning our gaze back forward, and let's bring our hands behind the back of our head. Letting our head fall into our hands, opening up again in the chest, working into those armpits. Not holding onto our head here, really letting it relax into our hands, using ourself for support. And our next breath, let's curl back in towards ourselves, dropping our elbows, using the weight of the hands to add pressure here. And moving through these, opening up. Feel like you're a flower blooming, really opening up to the ceiling. And then you're closing in. Perfect. On our next breath, let's return back to center. Release the palms of the hands, and let's interlace them behind our back. Extending the arms out long. Again, opening up the chest, leaning back on those knuckles. Lifting up, looking up. Feeling our breath move in our belly. And coming all the way back up, hinging at the hips. And letting the arms fall forward, bringing the forehead towards the mat. Inhale, coming all the way back up. And release. Let's bring our arms in front of us now. Crossing the right wrist over the left. We've done these before, but pressing the back of the hands in towards each other and pulling the hands forward, dropping our chin to chest. So still working that front body, but we're hollowing out. We're also working into the shoulder blades. That's also part of the chest area, right? Like all that is connected. If our front area is tight, our shoulder blades are probably tight as well. So breathing here. And let's lift back up, continuing to cross the arms and bring the arms to give ourselves a hug here. Walking our fingertips to our spine, stacking the elbows, and let's rock back and forth. Using our breath to release any tension. Beautiful, finding stillness and release. Bringing now our left wrist on top of our right, pressing our back of our hands together and pulling ourselves forward, dropping our chin to chest. Beautiful, coming back up. Continuing to cross our arms, walking our fingertips to the back of our spine. And rock out here. Beautiful, let's release that. And coming all the way forward here. Coming to our hands and knees, tabletop. We can remove whatever we're sitting on, keeping it close. And coming to our tabletop, bringing our shoulders over wrists. And let's find those cat-cows here. So dropping that belly, arching the spine, and again, lifting our gaze up, opening up in that throat. Focusing on that area. And on our next breath, arching our spine, pulling the spine up towards the ceiling, dropping our head, pushing into our hands. And continuing through these, moving at our own pace. Beautiful. Let's come back to a neutral spine. Keeping our hips over our knees. Let's walk our hands about a palm print and a half out in front of us and start to sink our chest down towards the mat. So this is an extreme shoulder and chest and throat opener. If we can get our chest down towards the mat, easily we can start to move our chin to our chest, but let's start off with our forehead on the mat. Pushing our chest down. Breathing here. Coming to our puppy posture. We're going to stay here for just a moment. And on our next breath, let's come up, but coming to our elbows now. So we're going to go back into that same posture, but we're coming to our elbows, bringing the palms together, and now sinking down. So our humble puppy here, feeling that chest pressed to the mat. Maybe we can lift our chin and set it down, but if not, that's okay. One more breath. And let's release the hands. Bring our hands out in front of us into an 11, and let's pull ourselves through, coming to our Sphinx pose. So pulling that elbows towards the feet, pressing the tops of the feet into the mat, and opening up, not crunching into the back of the spine, keeping our head in like a diagonal towards the ceiling. And breathing here. Pausing in these points. Releasing any tension. Beautiful. Let's release our chest back down. Bring our hands to the side of us, tuck our toes, and just press ourselves back up to our tabletop. Bringing those knees under the hips. Inhale the right hand toward the center of the mat. And exhale, opening up the chest. Let's unstack the shoulders. So usually we keep the shoulders stacked here. Let's just open up here. Just really stretch, twist up towards the ceiling. And exhale, coming through, threading underneath that right arm, bringing the top of that shoulder to the mat. Breathing here. Perfect. Pressing back into that left hand, opening up the chest. And release. Bring the left hand to the center of the mat. Inhale, open up that right body towards the ceiling. Feel release here, releasing any tension, releasing anything we don't need. And coming all the way down and through, threading back, pressing into the left palm. Beautiful. Coming back through, opening up and releasing back down here. Let's come back to our tabletop, tuck our toes, press into our fingertips, and send those hips up to the ceiling, coming to our first dog of the day. So walking out, if that feels good for the legs, but focusing in on pushing that chest back towards the knees. Opening up here, releasing any tension we're holding in our neck. Breathing in our belly. Beautiful. Let's inhale, lift the left leg, right leg. Keeping our hips square, bending at that knee, coming all the way through, and setting that foot down between the hands. Let's drop that back knee, letting our body weight fall over that front. Pausing here on our fingertips if that feels good, focusing in on lifting that gaze up to the ceiling. And if there's space here today, let's bring our hands to our right knee, pressing that right knee away, opening up, staying here, or releasing the hands, interlacing them behind the back, and really opening up here, looking up in front of you, up at the ceiling, opening up in the chest. Breathe here, breathing in the belly. One more breath. Releasing the hands if we took that, coming all the way back down and pressing back into that back leg. Just for a moment, release any tension. And coming back through, tucking the toes, coming back up to our high or low lunge, pressing into the hands and stepping back to our downward dog. Pressing that chest back towards our feet. Beautiful. Let's inhale, lift that left leg now. Keeping the hips square, bending into the knee, and bringing that leg in between the hands. Dropping that back leg, bringing the body weight forward. Staying here on our fingertips, or coming up to that knee, pressing that knee away from us, opening up in the chest. We're working that hip as well, but focusing really on opening the chest and throat up to the sky. If we took the hands behind the back on the last leg, let's do it on this side, interlacing the fingers the weird way, and opening up. Breathe here. Beautiful. One more breath. Releasing the hands if we took that bind. Coming back forward, tucking the toes, pressing into the hands. And let's step back to our downward dog. Pausing here in our dog. And shifting forward to our plank hover. And lower all the way down and through, coming to our cobra. Open up that throat. Pressing into the hands, dropping the shoulders from our ears. And release down. Bringing our body all the way to the mat. Let's come to our right cheek. Extending the arms out long. Pausing here, feeling the heartbeat against the mat. All right, let's bring that left arm in. Couple of options here. Now, to open up into that front chest quite a bit, we can keep the right arm in a cactus arm on this side, or extend it out long. Feel free to play with that. Bringing, wherever we are, bringing that left hand in. Let's inhale, lift that left leg, and start to push into the left arm, rolling over to the right side of the body. So getting a lower back stretch, but also stretching into the chest. Breathe here. I have my arm in a cactus because it deepens the stretch a bit, but play with whatever you like. Using your breath. Perfect. Let's start to roll back over, extending out in that left arm or keeping the cactus. Inhale, bring that right arm in towards the chest, squeeze the elbows in, lifting the right leg and rolling over to the left side. Beautiful. Let's start to come back. Excuse me. Bringing both hands in towards the chest now. Let's press into them one more time, opening up the body. Feeling that heart lift. And release all the way down, tucking the toes and coming back up and through to our downward dog. Pausing in our dog, walking out, or finding stillness. Beautiful. Let's start to drop the knees back down. Uncurl the toes and press back to our child's pose. Bringing the palms of the hands together and lifting the hands over the head. Humble child's pose. Perfect. Releasing the hands. Start to walk ourselves back up. Now here, we're working towards our camel pose. Extremely amazing heart opener and lower back bend actually as well. So let's come up onto our knees, tuck our toes. We're starting here with our hands at our heart center. Beautiful. Let's bring that left hand flat against the chest. Inhale that right arm up and over, twisting now to the right and finding our right heel. Staying twisted until we feel good enough to pull that chest forward. So keeping the hand on the heart, but pull it forward, opening up. Again, we're not crunching in the back of the neck, but we are looking straight up above us, opening up that throat, opening up that heart. Breathe here, breathe through our belly. Beautiful. Let's start to twist back to the right and come back up. Bring the hands to the center of the heart. Take a breath here, shake it out. Now let's bring that right hand to the heart center. Inhale that left arm up and over, twist, and find that left heel. Finding our twist here, finding our heel, and when we're ready, pulling the chest up, looking straight up here. Breathing into the belly. Staying here if that feels good. Or let's release that right hand, find that right heel, and open up, full camel pose. Pressing that pelvis forward. Breathe here, beautiful. Letting go of what no longer serves us. Let's bring that right hand back up and through to the heart, twisting to the left and bringing ourselves up, untucking the toes and bringing ourselves all the way down here, curling up in a little ball, coming to our child's pose, which should feel really good after that back bend. Beautiful, coming back up. Let's bring our feet to one side or the other. And bending our knees into our chest. Let's lower all the way down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Keeping the heels close to the body. Knees about hips distance apart. Let's squeeze those shoulder blades, lifting that chest again, opening up the throat.
Squeezing the shoulder blades in together, pressing into the feet and lifting those hips up towards the ceiling, coming to our bridge pose. So here, our chest is lifting up towards our chin towards the ceiling. Breathing into our belly, we can really feel that. Let's inhale, bring up our weight onto our toes. Exhale, squeezing our back body. Breathe here. One more breath. Let's create space in those shoulder blades and slowly lower all the way down. The heels, the last to come. Beautiful. Then let's find that blanket or pillow. We're gonna roll it up to, if it's a pillow, just leave it the way it is. But if it's a blanket, rolling it up to where it's a long tube, bringing that right to the base of our spine and coming back all the way. Our head will hang off if that feels good. If not, you can have a pillow there as well. But what we want is to lift that chest. Let's keep our knees bent, bringing our feet to the outside edge of the mat and let the knees fall in towards each other. Amazing lower back release for after doing those camels. Starting to slow down here. Tuning into our heart and tuning into our voice. Feeling our body sink into the mat. Feeling how easy it is to breathe now with our chest lifted, bringing that breath into the belly. Feel free to stay here for as long as you like. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm Yoga Birch. Namaste.